Yo, what up everybody? Hey, so this is gonna be video 2 of a series of 3 on brake maintenance on my motorcycle, a 2012 Kawasaki Vulcan 900. However, even though this video is gonna be bike specific, the fundamentals will apply to all motorcycles. So today, what I'm gonna do in this video is to show you how to bleed the brakes and change out the brake fluid in a vehicle, in your motorcycle, using the old standard of using the front brake and bleeding the what do you call it, the motorcycle. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm not the first owner of this bike. I had this bike for about 2 years now. I'm the second owner of this bike, which is kind of cool. I looked at the brakes. I haven't did any brake work on it since I bought it, so I figure it's due. So I pulled out some of the brake fluid, and if you look, it's about the color of Coca-Cola, and that's bad. That means that it's pulled a lot of water out of the air and it's starting to get old. So it should be like a really light color, almost clear. So anyways, that tells me that I need to get this stuff done. So first things first, what kind of brake fluid goes into your bike? Well, it's pretty easy. If you look on your bike, this one says .4. And also, if you can't stress enough that you get yourself a good maintenance manual like this one to work on your bike for your own specific, how your bike works. So my bike takes .4. I'm gonna buy .4. Do not use .5. Okay, there's actually .1, like .2, .3, .4. What does that mean? It's actually boiling points of the brake fluid. And there's even a .5, and .5 is actually made with different chemicals than a .4. So you can't, and I'm telling you, you cannot use .5 in a .4 specific vehicle or motorcycle. Okay, you will mess up your seals, and you'll basically have to replace your entire brake system. So that being said, just use what your bike tells you to do, especially to your owner's manual. Cool? Cool. All right, so what am I going to use today? Oh, I'm going to use this pretty cool tube and bleeder device. It's called the Mini Bleeder from Motion Pro, and I might add the link to it in the description below. Then I got a plastic bottle, which I modified, and I drilled a hole in the top, if you could see it, where I could stick my tube in. Now, to avoid pressure, air pressure, keeping it from bleeding, I added an extra little hole to, vent air, because science, right? I got a D in science. It's still passing. I learned something, Ma. Look at me. Anyways, now you're going to have to size this up. What I did was there's this little valve here that I'm going to take the cap off. This fits on top, but it comes in different sizes. And for my bike, which is a 2012 Kawasaki Vulcan 900, it's a 10 millimeter. It's a metric bike. So the way I knew how to find that out is I got some crescent wrenches and I looked. They had like 8, 6, whatever it is. You find out your size, you order it. There, you're done. Cool. And then I got my brake fluid, which is Super .4. .4 because my bike takes .4. It says so right here, and it says so right there. And that's basically it. Oh, and I need a screwdriver to pull the screws out and to go from there. And that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's put my tube in here to my catch bottle. Pull the rubber cap off my brake caliper. There you go. Cool. Put the tool up on top of it. Okay, so I got my bottle connected. Put that down there a little bit more, right? And I got my tool slid into place. I actually had to move my brake line out, and I decided to make it fit just like that. So that's set up. I already have my reservoir open and cracked. But I'm gonna put that on there because every time you pull this out, it squirts out. So keep the cap on, keeps it from squirting all over the place. So basically what's gonna happen is, see if I could do this. I got long arms. You're gonna pump the brakes till you build up pressure, and then you're gonna squeeze and hold. As you're squeezing and holding, you're gonna crack your tool open just enough to pour the old fluid out. And that's it. And you're gonna keep doing that, like rinse and repeat, until, well, let's go ahead and do that for right now. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, right? Build up pressure, crack, only a little bit, because you don't want to overdo it, because if you do too much, you're going to get air into your system. Okay, close, then release. If you release before you close down here, you will suck air to your brake system. Again, pressure, hold, open, bleed, close, release. And you'll probably have to do that until you'll see the Coca-Cola starts becoming clear. Sprite, so to say. Cool? Cool. Now here's another thing you could do if you can't afford or don't have like that little bleeder tool, is just get a crescent wrench, put it on your little nut right there in your bleeder valve, and just add this aquarium tube, like this air tube, and just push it right onto the nozzle, boop, just like that. And then it does the same thing. So as you pump, you crack in just enough to bleed the fluid, and then close it, and then release your brake lever. This is just another way of doing things. So another option, just wanted to put that in there. All right, let's take a look. Oh, it still got some more fluid in there. Okay, so again, pump the brakes till it gets hard and hold. Crack it open just enough to bleed the brakes, because if you do it too much, you'll open it too much and it'll drip all the way out on your stuff. That's why I got that on there. But if you look down here, wait, let me close this real quick. Close, release. That's what you want to do. But if you look, looks like Coca-Cola coming out of there. So I want to change that to clear stuff. Pump, open, close, release. And then every so often you fill in. See, it's starting to drop. What you do is you grab some more fluid on here. Okay, just a little bit at a time. There you go. Cool. Cap back on and repeat. That's all we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3. Open just a smidget, just to release some of the fluid. Remember, crack it open just enough to where your handle starts touching the throttle grip. If you see, it actually goes toot toot, and then as soon as I crack it open, it goes shh, it closes, but I hold it. Close, release. And then I'm gonna have to do that maybe about 20 times. And once we get to that point, we'll be back to that point. Cool? Cool. All right, so we're gonna do a little comparison test. So here's some fresh brake fluid. You see how it's kind of like that pale ale or ginger ale color-ish, but a lot paler. So that's what's coming out of the line when I'm bleeding it now. And that's what used to be in there. So if you look at the difference, I would say that, yeah, I think I'm there. Cool. And that was it. So it actually took me about 10 minutes to bleed that out. So there you go. All right. So I bled the brakes. The fluid looks like the stuff that comes straight out of the bottle. I filled it up to the line over there. I know it's at an incline, but it should be full enough. So the only thing I need to do is put the rubber gasket back in, which looks like in very good condition. So that's going to go back. Next step, the inside cap, which goes right inside the gasket. Last step, the actual cover of the master cylinder, or you want to call it the brake reservoir, whatever you want to call it. Put that back in there, and then tighten these down according to the manual's specification, which I think it was 13 inch-pounds, but I'll double check. But still, double check on that, tighten it down, all that good stuff. If you're going to ever tighten anything, you go by hand. I don't have a torque wrench that has 13 inch-pounds. The smallest I got is actually 30 inch-pounds. I'm going to go ahead and just hand tighten it myself. 13 inch-pounds would probably be more like finger tight-ish without using my wrist. That feels good. Because anything more than that, yeah, I don't want to strip that. That's going to cause more problems. Anyways, there we go. Front brake done. See how that feels? Oh, wow. Nice. Feels good. Same amount of pressure. Everything's good. Go wipe that down. Then we'll start working on the rear brake. Let's go ahead and start working on the rear brake. So I already got my bottle set up with my bleeder tool into my catch bottle. Then notice I had to have 2 bleeder nipples here. Also, the rear brake reservoir is over here. So I got an issue. I have to pump and hold while I bleed over here. So thank goodness I have long arms. But if you don't have long arms, you're gonna need a buddy. That's you're gonna have to use the buddy system. So I'm gonna take the cap off here. Again, same process as the front brakes, except I'm doing the rear brake. So let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and take off the reservoir cap. There you go. Cool. Done. Put that there so I don't lose it. And just open up the cap. You just want to take a look, inspect the seals. Cap looks good. What else do we got there? We got gasket cover. We got the gas. See how it's like it goes down? It's actually supposed to be flushed. There you go. Woo! I don't know if you see that or not, but that's bad. That needs to be changed out. So, same process as before. Learned my lesson already. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Don't want any more problems. And then, actually, you know what? I'm going to cover this. Make sure it doesn't squirt all over the place. And there we go. Let's get started. All right. Yep. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hold. And crack. Hold it. Seal it back up. Release. There we go. And that's pretty dark stuff right there. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Hold. See how I'm pressing, I'm holding. And as I release, you can see it go all the way down and tighten back up. Once I close that, release. It's just like the front brake. So big thing is, remember, just crack it just enough so when you feel the pressure go down, right, as the pedal goes down and it starts to bleed, don't go any more than that, because then you'll start sucking in air through the nut, okay, through the valve back into your system, and you'll be leaking all over the place. So I'm going to continue this process and then we'll continue on. So see you in a few seconds. Okay, check C. Okay, looks like I need to add some more fluid. There we go. Okay, there we go again. See, it's pretty dark, huh? There you go. Okay, keep on going, repeat the process. All right, so I drained out of this valve and also the second valve. So when it finally got to be that nice color again, like this, where it was now nice and clear, here's my standard. Once I saw it matching like this, I went to the second nipple, and as soon as I cracked open, root beer came back out. My good old Coca-Cola. So again, I repeat the process, and that was it. As soon as I was done with that, I tightened these down, topped this off, closed it. I'm gonna put the cover back on, and that's about it in a nutshell. So that's how you bleed your brakes, change out the fluid, all that good stuff. And this is the low-tech way. Even though I use this handy dandy tool, the mini bleeder, you can also use a crescent wrench as well. But I always believe in low tech, because when high tech fails, guess what you got? You know what I'm saying? Plus it's cheaper, huh? Anyways, if you got anything from this, please do like, and of course share, and smash that subscribe button. I totally would appreciate that. And again, this is video number 2 of a 3-part series of brake maintenance on your bike. So video number 3 is me actually breaking in the front brakes when you first install them, so that you don't end up messing them up. So stay tuned for that. And again, until next time, peace.